You want this chair? No, I'm gonna stay here. I was listening up. No. Pull that chair.
Yeah.
You guys want to stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Since this is January, we have to have elections tonight. Our attorney was gonna be here, but he ran into some issues and he's not gonna make it. So we need to hire the attorney, so we need to, have a motion to do that. He said that he would keep the same contract as last year, if that was good. So, do you wanna discuss it? Do you wanna?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Election of officers. Again, I will say, Don, do you want to be president?
No, I don't.
Tim?
No.
Well, okay. Let me speak up as a citizen first.
Okay.
I know it's not time yet, but, I've been considering a lot of things, and health is one of them. And I like to say to Jim and Randy and Doug that, you know, if you see these guys out working, they do so much behind the scene that people don't know about. I mean, we get clean water in. Tonight, we had a fire, there's water in the water towers. And, Jim is just taking over the sewer plant like, you know, he knows what he's doing. And, really do appreciate them. And you three have gone, you know, beyond overtime and more, and because of all them. So give them a thanks.
I think it's
Because of all them. So give them a thanks.
I think it's a group effort.
Well, it has been. Okay.
Okay, so we need to have election of officers. So whoever wants to do what needs to make motions, and it has to be official.
I'll make a motion to keep Vanella as president.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. VP.
Don does an excellent job. I make a motion for Don. I make a motion for things to stay the way they are.
Don?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. That leaves Tim as council person. We have, if you looked in your, these, I need a motion to accept the meeting calendar for the entire year of 26. If anybody wants a copy, there's some up here. It goes from January to December, and it will be posted in the office, out here, and online. So these will be all of our meetings, except when we have an issue and we have to call a meeting. So do you want to make a motion to accept the 2026 meetings schedule?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the 2026 meeting schedule.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. When we get done, we need to sign a formal copy and send it to Chris. Approval of minutes from last month.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from last month.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Public comments. Any comments from citizens?
Just a big thank you for the snow removal crew. You did an excellent job. Really worked hard. Streets were good and clear.
Anybody else? Clerk treasurer report.
We've got all of the bond payments paid for January 1st. All of the money was in the account for both water and sewer. They were paid in full on time. No penalties this year, woo! And then, we went ahead and we passed the budget. So as the money starts coming in, we've got all the fund numbers correct. And so we'll start receiving that money in. Even though we are technically operating on negatives in certain appropriations, our bank accounts are looking better and better. It's, the projection is around 2 to 3 years to bring all of the negative appropriation accounts back up into the positive. But we are doing everything that we are supposed to be doing, to get us there. So state financial advisors, our financial advisor, they're all super pleased. And the taxes, I sent everything over to Chris Rogers, who is our CPA, to have him double check everything. So W-2s should be going out in the next couple of weeks. And everything looks good. That's all I got.
I was gonna ask you something.
Oh, no, you answered that. We're gonna fill those papers out. Go
Yeah.
to the,
Yes, I will help you and then I'll take it to the court
Yeah.
tomorrow.
and the pay, we figured that out too.
Yep,
What are you gonna
Chris,
do about that?
Chris will have a resolution and then everything will be good.
For-
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we need to, are you taking pay or not?
Since I didn't file on paper,
I had you mark down the budget because that's what the state said.
Police department, are you doing? Sorry.
No,
Police
we're done.
department.
So the new smart front door lock was installed and access codes in the county and state departments. There was also a new smart lock installed on the evidence room door. The painting and the work being done in the office is moving along, and I appreciate all the work Doug's doing. He's done most of the hard stuff. So, also Staunton Town Marshal, and the town of Staunton is going to buy the Durango. Some of you got that information earlier, and then I shared some other details with, the clerk so that she can get everything ready, and we'll make arrangements to get that taken care of. The flock camera access is all, yes.
I need you to go back. You have what they're gonna pay for it
Okay.
in the meeting. So they're buying it loaded, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so it was 20,000?
20,000, and there'll be a few things taken out of it, but for the most part, everything will be with it.
Okay.
Okay, and then the flock camera access is all set up. I think I talked to some of you about that a little bit, but Flock offered to not charge us. We don't have a camera down here, but we have access to all the cameras everywhere. So when I'm on duty, we get alerts from Flock and everything. Basically, that's if there's a subject coming through that's got a warrant, if we need some information out, I can get on there in the system and enter a plate and tell, the whole system what we're looking for, things like that. And I can explain a lot of that more in detail to you all and how it works for us with the free part of it for now. And then there's a potential that we can get a grant to get a camera down here also. Let's see. And then the CAD information for the month of December was pretty slow. I had 13 traffic stops, 4 of those were citations. We had 6 calls for service, and that's calls that come either through office or dispatch. And then we had 5 in-town calls that county took, but those were not calls I missed, those are just calls that the sheriff's department took without notifying our department. 3 of those were actually just at the same residence, and they did notify me of what that was. And the other 2 were actually just phone calls requests where people from town called and wanted to speak to an officer, so they took care of it for us. And the county and state guys have been dropping in, and it's been nice. They're dealing with our little bit of a mess, but sometimes I just stop in to say hey and look at things and use the restroom. So once we get everything done, we'll get all that up and going and have a desk set up for them and everything. Thank you.
Sewer? Oh, sorry, I'm water.
Water. In front of you is all the,
I want
Adjustments?
to especially talk about Stacy Williamson. She's the one that her house was empty, and it was supposedly, a new renter moved in, and they went to move in, and their yard was just full of water.
yeah, she had what, I was gonna bring up this process that I believe that if you are a paying customer that pays your water bill on time, you don't owe the town a balance. If the town would change their ordinance from one adjustment a year to incidents. If you're paid up and you pay your water bill on time, that if you have a problem, another problem within the year, you should be allowed to have an adjustment. And basically that's what happened with Stacy, is that her incident ran for more than just 1 month. We read the meter. I notified her that there was a problem, and by the time she got it fixed and got everything in place,
Which was the next day, she said.
yeah, time everything was in place, you know, her meter's being read again, which showed another significant usage. So I was gonna present to the board that maybe there's a change in that ordinance, that if you're paid up and you're paying on time and you don't owe the town nothing, if there's something we could do to where,
I think we could probably put an amendment in it to.
and that's basically what Stacy's is asking for. I read the meter, I notified her that there's a problem, they had it fixed the next day, but in between time, that usage has rolled on into the next month, and we have a one-time, once a year policy that prohibiting her from that significant amount
I
of
think the
usage.
One-time deal was because people would go months and not fix it. So that is
Yeah,
why that was in there.
so I'd like for you to address that maybe if you
At our
can,
discretion.
Yeah,
think that's right.
That way we could.
because we have
That
one
way
other,
people that abuse
we
it.
have a couple people in that you're gonna look at. They did have an adjustment last year. This bill has rolled into 2 months, and they need help with the next month because one was, they found a water break in their line. They fixed the line, but then they found out there's a leak in their meter pit, which is on their side, but it's in the meter pit. That's not, you know, of course, each customer pays for their meter pit themselves, the yoke, the setter, the lid, the whole 9 yards. But when it's inside the pit and you don't know it's inside that pit, but it's flowing on your side, should they actually have to pay for that? I don't know, do we disclose that in an open forum?
There's no name.
No. I have a note on the bottom of the thing where that it's actually in the pit itself.
okay.
That actually flowed into 2 months. One was a line break on their side, and then one, they found that there was a leak inside their pit. So, and then we have one other customer that has extended into 2 months. 2 months of reading, and I don't feel like they should be responsible for all that. If we can help them and they pay on time, they're not late, they don't owe nothing, they pay their bill when it's due, I feel the town should help them.
Have you come up with some kind of deal about the ones I talked to you about that are way behind, but the
Yes,
landlords are the people who won't fix their leaks and
so
they're just making payments.
So this month here, before the end of the month, I'm gonna have Sarah help me write a statement to some of these people that have a significant outstanding amount that we're gonna let them know by the end of February, it's gonna be shut off if you can't pay it in full or have the owner of the building pay it. Because some of these, there's two major customers that we have that owe the town a lot of money, and they both are renters. I feel the owner is not fixing the leak and the owner should be responsible for, and they know, yes, they know that because we mail them a letter every month with the, hey, you're past due, they get a letter. So if they're not paying
They're
it,
gonna set a date.
they should,
They're gonna set a date that has to be done.
it has to be done by, and the next thing I want to do is start implementing where the town actually goes and files a lien against the property for the sewer part. Because there is several places that I found that they owe money even though they're not active. That it should go against them because there's nobody active. There's not a person renting, but they still owe a bill. I feel that we should pursue what we have available to us. And I figure Sarah can help me because that will end up turning, let alone to me, but I can let her know it'll end up going over to her to handle at the courthouse.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So besides that, you're gonna see the disconnect notices, and as you're gonna see, the time it came to do the disconnect, it dropped below freezing. So below freezing, we do not open the meter pits because then we're liable for their meter freezing up and their water freezing up. So the time the disconnects, the date that the disconnect was supposed to happen, we had a freeze warning, so we didn't end up doing, but generally most people paid something. There was a couple customers that didn't, but in general, most people did.
So we're gonna make the adjustments.
Yes, we have, 6 accounts that need the sewer adjusted for leaks.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adjust the 6 accounts.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. All opposed?
And then do you want to make a motion for Chris to work on the amendment? Or are we good to just work on that? and
I think-
present it next month?
I think to save money, we can work on it and just send him a copy
I
to
can do that.
OK.
Yeah,
I will do that.
well, I think if we just work at our discretion, I don't even know that we have to amend it.
Well, you'll have to put that in there if that's
Okay.
what.
I'll do it
Either
and I'll
way.
send it to Chris for his
Yeah.
approval.
So Randy, I know that you have worked, Thanksgiving Day and the day after and Christmas Eve and New Year's and all of that stuff because we've had issues. Do you wanna just kinda give us a brief?
Okay,
So people know what's happening.
so not last Sunday, but the Sunday before last, we had that storm come in. Knowing that the winds were gonna pick up and that we could potentially have power failure, I kind of went online and shut the high service pumps off and the wells off so that if there was a power surge or anything crazy, we wouldn't lose our high service pumps or our well pumps. So after the storm went through, I waited another 30 minutes, went back online, and I turned the high service pumps on. At that point, on my cell phone, you could see everything that's going on at the water treatment plant. I noticed that the high service pumps were yellow. So I said, hey Jim, let's run to the sewer plant, or the water plant, let's see what's going on because it's showing me that the high service pumps aren't kicking on. By the time I got there, 2 high service pumps were actually running and it had sucked the filter system dry. During that storm, it had actually caused a power surge. I talked to the first neighbor south of the water plant, and they said that they actually had a spark in their electrical panel and almost like a boom with that spark. So I knew that we had some kind of electrical problem, which ended up shorting out our treatment plant itself. Just the control part, which causes the high service pumps to come on and off, or the wells to come on and off. So I called our SCADA guy, because that's where all of our controls are in, and he determined that one of our main circuit boards, which are called Zetron boards, went out. And today he came in and replaced the board. So after a week and a week and 1 day, we're up and running. We can control the high surface pumps and the wells, but it also took out our main flow meter that tells us how much water we're pumping town. So next Friday, I have a guy coming to look at that to see if he can actually get it running, or if it's a situation where we have to replace it. If we're talking the SCADA guy and the flow meter, we're talking several. What I looked online was $8,000 for replacement for a mag meter. So we're talking several $1,000s that we might have to just end up applying to our insurance and have them cover it. He's going to quote us a surge protection, what he will charge, so we can either have him do it, or my next thing to bring to the board is the one person that has been working for the town as our electrician actually should be getting paid for his work. Even though he works for the board, Thanksgiving he spent 3 hours or more at a lift station trying to get it running, plus our wastewater treatment plant. At Christmas, we had another lift station failure that we had to call Dawn out for. Right after Christmas, I had to call Dawn to see if he may at least be able to tell us what is working and what is not, whether I needed to call the SCADA guy. So, ad-libbing into all that situation, I'm saying that we do not have an on-call electrician. The person we call is a board member, Dawn, and I would highly recommend that the hours that this person puts in to help the town out, that he should start being recouped for the hours that he has to work. He doesn't have to, but he chooses to help us work. Just like today, first thing this morning, Jim Staley went into the sewer plant. It's the main lift station that pumps the sewer into the plant wasn't working. He operated it on hand until Dawn could be there to address what was the actual cause. If we have to call in somebody else, it's going to cost the town a lot more money than it would be just to be able to call a board member, hey, you're an electrician, can you help us figure this out? I propose that the board needs to come up with a flat pay or a rate or an hourly rate, something to give him for his service, because I don't know what I would have done at Thanksgiving when I had 2 lift stations that were down, and he managed to get up and running within a short time frame. We would have been out a lot of money on Thanksgiving.
Somebody out for Thanksgiving.
Yes. So I think that you guys need to discuss this, make an amendment, a board, whatever you need to do. But whether we're going to call somebody that's going to cost us a lot more money, or call an electrician that we know that knows the system.
There is a paper that you would have to fill out for the state.
Yes.
Because for him to do that. The other thing is, I agree with you 100%. He has come out during the middle of the night and all of that stuff. We had Jake Tiefel on staff doing it for a while, and then he went and did his other job.
He has a full-time position at a
And then
job.
And then he has
another sewer job, I think, then, or did.
Yeah, and we actually get to, use him that when I'm on vacation, he's a
Right.
certified operator to cover me while I'm on vacation.
So, anyway, Jake's not really available to do that right now anyway, and he was only available one day a week, I believe. But I agree, I don't know about Tim,
Yeah, I agree, we'll have to,
yeah. come
get
up-
some rates and set
Compensate his hours.
up something, yeah.
Well, I think we need to compensate some of your hours that you have come in at 2:30 and 3 o'clock every morning for the last 10 days.
You pay me to do my job.
Well, not in the middle of the night every day, but, yeah. But we will take that, very seriously.
Jim.
Water report, that's it?
Yep.
You didn't have anything else? Did you
Nope.
guys decide anything on that pond out there?
The pond we are passing all the tests that we need to pass. Right now, we are in contact with the town of Terre Haute for the wastewater treatment plant to remove the solids from there.
They're gonna dig it down more, right? The-
When we go and handle, we're good right at this moment, so that we're gonna pass off on that for right at this moment.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jim?
Randy already touched on that this morning, had some issues with lift stations, but other than that, everything's running the way it can right now, but, Don touched on it, and he's checked on some stuff like that, so.
Yeah,
Did he have the right one?
yeah, he had them out there, we gotta order some more.
Yeah, so, we got a few things to kinda like, just like have on the shelf, just
Yeah.
case like this, something happens, that we've got something, which luckily we did. So, but other than that, I mean, everything's okay, it's sewer plant, like I said, we're just checking with Terre Haute sometime, weather permitting, whatever.
Did you ever get diesel out there?
No. So, but I can get a hold of them, because I think, like the street part of it, and then we just do a twofer with fill that tank up at the same time.
Yeah, I just know storm season's gonna be coming up, so
Yeah.
we need to make sure. we have diesel. Anything else?
That's it.
I have one more thing. So, Donnie, our SCADA guy, he's the one that's been dealing with the plant outage.
Yeah.
He's gonna give us a price for a surge protection to protect the SCADA that went out this last time. Either he's gonna give us a price, and then we're gonna have Dawn give us a price on what it would cost for him to install it. If we buy it, what it would cost for Dawn to install it, and then we can go for there. So maybe, because we have storms fixing to come in with this this weekend, actually, with this warming up and everything. So, I mean, hopefully we're good. That is one thing. When we built the water plant, evidently that was not installed with surge protection on our SCADA equipment, and that needs to be done. So I'm gonna let you know, Dawn. You kind of know what you need, so we'll kind of compare.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
You done?
You done?
Street department,
I sourced out all the materials for Terry Cano's alley to put that drain in there. Made sure I had everything down there ready for that. I've completed 28 locates since last meeting. Went down to the sewer plant earlier today, spoke with Dan about the setters that I was Austin. And he basically made it happen and said I would have them by the end of the week.
and it's been over a month.
And it's been over a month with Austin, so. Got called out to go thaw out, the hose on 14th Street bulk water. I think we need to put out a notification if the temperatures get low enough that they need to make sure that hose is pointed down so it's drained. That way it doesn't freeze, it freezes it if it's got a cup in it.
Is there any way you can put a note
with an arrow or something to make sure, just post it on there.
I'm sure we can figure
Or
something
even
out.
just have a sign made that is permanent,
Okay.
and that way it's that way all the time.
Meter reads last month went pretty smooth. We did still have 132 manual reads to complete. Fixed 3 pretty major leaks at meter pits through the month. We thawed out Hoosier Daddy's meter pit after the plowing incident. We performed a dye test for Steve Cooper yesterday, and it was fine. And other than that, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who helped plow the streets and the sidewalks during all the snow.
Well, I wanna say thank you to all of the employees too for keep setting up all the barricades every time they blow down, because that's not easy. I did it a few times and they're kinda heavy, especially when the wind's blowing. That it, Doug?
Yeah.
Sewer adjustments, oh, we just did
We did.
Okay. Old business, tower update. I talked to Derek Wiggins yesterday. He filed the, papers with their insurance the second week of December, and he has not heard back from them yet. So as soon as the insurance company clears it, then they were going to start work on the tower, but so far, that's the holdup.
We did get Caldwell's insurance certificates mailed to us yesterday. Just so you know.
Oh, good.
So,
Well, that's a plus. Yeah. We should have had them on file with our, project anyway, but.
They renewed for the 2026
Okay.
to 2027, and then it's got the changes.
Building update on Main and 8th. They did come in and knock the loose bricks down when it was real windy, and, they're still set to tear that down in February. And it will be completely down. Police vehicle sale, we just did that, Terry. You said 20,000, correct?
20,000 to the town of Staunton.
Okay. That is, being sold as a surplus. It needs to be stated as a surplus. And, the funds go into the general fund. Okay?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Police firearms. We have one surplus firearm that we are going to sell to, Terry Silvers. Somebody needs to tell me what kind of firearm it is. A Glock 22 40 caliber, EWH 477. Is that right?
I don't remember the number.
Okay, the price agreed upon was $200. Okay. We have to pass this tonight that, we're going to sell it if they still want to buy it. And, then you have to come in whatever day you're free, set up with Sarah and do all the paperwork and can you do that? Yeah. So I need a motion on this.
I'll make a motion to sell the Glock 22
You do
40
want it,
caliber.
right?
For $200.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. She will have a bill of sale. What do you have to do when you sell a firearm? Is there paperwork you file through the state for registration?
I call them Top Guns. So someone from the town that represents them has to go to Top Guns with him,
Okay,
and they sell it to Top Guns, and then they turn around and sell it back to him for the same thing, but that's how they transfer it from your name to his name.
Is that because it's a police weapon?
I'm assuming, I don't know.
We've sold them before and I have to do that. I'll
That's
get
what-
hold of the state tomorrow also, and you'll confirm that with how Ron
Okay.
said, and
That's what Top
Yeah,
Guns
yeah.
told me, I don't
we
know.
just want to make sure we
whatever
do
it
it the
is,
right
will
way.
work.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, let us know.
New business. I don't have new business, but I do have, some business that I heard today from Jake Overton, who is the FBI guy. And paperwork was filed in US District Court today, or was it yesterday? Yesterday, 1/5/26, against Carla. But in reading all of the paperwork, I just don't get what some of it is. At 11:30, we're going to have a conference call with him and their insurance company, or their lawyer, who went through and suggested this is the way it was to be wrote up. But there's a couple questions that I have that were, if she doesn't have the money that she agreed to pay when she signed the papers, they're going to postpone it. Well, I said, how many times can they postpone it? And he wasn't sure how that worked. So just to clear up some things that are in here, we're gonna have a conference call with them tomorrow. It will be a closed meeting and it's at 11:30, but Sarah and I will be here, Dawn will not. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I think I can be.
Okay, 11:30. So that's the board meeting to discuss anything other than to know how to read this report. So do we have any other new business? Nope. Motion to pay bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. We have next meeting is January 26th for our employee meeting. And then our next council meeting will be February 2nd. And adjourn.
I'll make a motion to.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. So the meeting is adjourned. And before you guys leave, you need to fill out this top sheet so it can get turned into the courthouse. There's a deadline.
If you have questions, I can help.